Hi, I'm Frederick, General Manager of Training for the Good Guys. As a result of the company restructuring, the training department is now a part of the sales department. And going forward, you're going to see a lot of real-world practical training skills that you can take with you today to make sales happen. As a former store manager, I've got a couple philosophies when running a sales floor. Sell cheese, sell fat, and sell more often. Today we're going to discuss the company's goals and objectives for the next couple of months, as well as giving you some tips and tricks on how to close deals and make sure that no customers walk. So let's take a look at the Uncovered Challenge. Let's take a look at some of the challenges that Ron recently gave us, and let's turn them into goals. And in order to do that, I asked some friends to join us. We have Bob.
How you doing, everybody?
We have Joe.
Hi, folks.
And of course, we have Owen.
What's happening?
All right, guys, let's look at challenge number one. That's we need to gain more market share, right?
Absolutely.
We want to make sure we're gaining market share by increasing same-store sales by 7%. That's the goal.
So that means we need to be 107% of rolled sales.
That's right. 107 roll comes for the month of May and the month of June.
What else?
We also want to make sure we're maintaining our margin goals.
You got to sell smart. You got to sell profitably. Put money in your pocket.
And finally, we definitely want to make sure we're maintaining our PPG goals, right?
That would be smart.
Absolutely.
How do we do that?
Well, think about it. If we want to grow our business and we also want to put a lot of quality behind it, we have to make sure that one very, very important quality is there. And that is we want to make sure
Nobody walks.
So think about it. Why do customers walk? Joe?
Well, that's a great question, Chris. I'll tell you what, why don't we take a few minutes and write down on a flip chart here in the studio some reasons why customers walk. And while we're doing that, what we'd like you guys to do in the store is write those reasons down too. So take a couple minutes and write those reasons down on a flip chart, and then take a couple more minutes and discuss how do we currently handle these reasons why customers walk.
Okay, so let me make sure the stores get this. We want to make sure we're going to have a manager with a pen and a flip chart, and we're going to get some responses from the group as to reasons why customers walk, why they don't buy. Let's talk about maybe 4 or 5 reasons. And then after we've identified these 4 or 5 reasons, let's take a look at certain things that we already do as a company to ensure they don't walk, right?
That sounds right. So we'd like you to take about 5 minutes for the whole process. Pause the tape now, do the process, and then start the tape back up.
So we'll see you in a bit.
Stop the tape.
All right, guys, welcome back. I hope you had an opportunity to go over what your store came up with. Now we're going to share with you some of the reasons that we came up with. And Owen, why don't you start us off?
Sure, I'll be glad to. First off, one of the things we came up with is that the products are not in stock. Number 2, the customers aren't being approached. Number 3, you have the green sales counselor.
Oh, you mean the new guy?
I thought that meant the sick guy.
Oh,
but,
okay. Whatever.
All right, okay, whatever. We have the customer isn't being shown the right product. So let's talk about some of these things here. First off, the products aren't in stock. You do have some options out there that are available to you. For example, Bob, what do you got for that one?
Well, the first thing you do after you punch in the morning is check the cost book and see what is in stock. That's what you sell. Maybe your manager lets you walk to the warehouse and see what's in stock.
Bob, you are a genius. How about Joe, you got a little tidbit of genius for us?
Well, another thing to do is, if it's not in stock, maybe sell something else.
You mean swap? Sell what's available today?
That's it.
You are a genius, Joe.
You know what? I even have another idea.
Okay, what is it?
It might be in another store.
That's
You mean,
possibility.
a pickup memo?
pickup.
Unless you're Reno or Bellingham, I think you got a chance, right?
I think, okay, we got some options underneath that. How about customers aren't being approached, or as I like to call this one, the Rodney Dangerfield approach here. Well, I get no respect. I tell my kids about the birds and the bees, and he tells me about my wife and the mailman. Boy, I get no respect. Okay.
Well, you know, a couple of things that as a company we're doing is we have greeters now on the weekends, right?
That's
right.
true.
Yeah,
That's
they're
true.
at the
We have
front.
those flyers,
Yeah,
right?
we're handing out the flyers,
What's
talking
hot?
about the hot buys and
Right.
the financing and whatnot. What else?
We got 10 by 10. We got Heads Up. We got Connect.
All systems designed to make sure the customers come in this store, they're getting greeted as quickly as possible.
Exactly. And you greet them, you buy yourself a little bit more time as well. The customer's going to afford you a little bit more leeway there as far as that approach time goes. Let's talk about the green sales counselor.
Uh-oh. The new guy?
The new guy.
Okay.
The new guy. That's what we're
Hey,
talking about.
hey, weren't we all new at one point?
No, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So what did you used to do, Owen, when you were new and you got into a situation where we really didn't have maybe enough product knowledge to answer all the questions? What did you do?
I used to scream for Angelo Pagan or Dan Franco, actually, would come over and help me out. These guys, they were like my TO buddies.
So
And they
you,
actually-
like maybe TOs were involved,
Oh,
right?
absolutely.
What a
Absolutely.
concept.
So team selling.
That's right.
Okay.
And last on our list here, we have the customers not being shown the right product. So this, and I'll take this one on, guys, I think is a matter of the customer. Maybe they just weren't qualified properly. You know, you took them down the road and you just weren't showing him what was fitting his needs.
You mean the guy that comes in looking for a mini system and you're taking him in the 4-star room?
Okay, there's a good example right there. It also might come down to product knowledge, you know, where people just don't know enough about their products. So we have training in place there, your daily trainings and Sunday product trainings. We know how you guys love those things, but let's face it, this is something that does help out there.
Well, and the truth of the matter is you can be a veteran, but products change all the time, and you do have to stay on top of the new features that each model and each generation comes out with.
So guys, let's just take a look. It seems like we got a pretty complete list, right?
Decent.
Pretty
Yeah, you
complete.
think we pretty much covered all bases?
I think that they may have came up with another one.
Let's see, who could that be? What could that be? Could it be Satan? Oh no, how about
The price
price?
objection.
Money!
Let's look at situations. You know, we just came up with different situations that we do when there's a problem, right? We have reasons to do things, we have policies. But what about price? How do we handle objections? What about prices? How do we currently handle the price objection?
Not very well.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I've seen like all over the radar screen here at the good guys, right? Bob, let me ask you this. When you're selling, how do you handle price?
Well, when I sold, I was a hardliner, man. I had 12 different ways to say no, you know? You go at the GLP price. We shop our competition all the time. Here's my little tape recorders. Here's our shopping book. It's already on ad, man. It's already $10 off. What do you want? I got to feed my kids, huh? Of course, we don't negotiate prices. We got the best prices in town, baby. Fair price for everyone.
So now, maybe a customer goes up to Bob, that's what Bob says, and then maybe the customer goes right to another sales counselor in the same store, and maybe they come across Owen.
Oh, thanks, Chris.
Come on, Owen, fess
All
up
right.
now.
Okay, all right. I rolled. I
right.
rolled. All right. You know, you looked at me sideways, and you got TDP. You got a sales price. Free install? No problem. Pack the cheese?
Pack it, baby.
Okay. 10% or more off the ticket? Okay.
You know, there's actually one salesperson I know that actually does all 5 of those things at the same time on every invoice.
That wouldn't be me, by the way.
So guys, listen, if you think about it, there really is no set way that, as a company, we deal with the price objection, right?
That's correct.
Yep.
Until now.
That's right. What we're going to do is we're going to walk you through a 5-step program to teach you how to deal with customers so you can make sure that no one walks on price. It's a 5-step program. You ready for step number 1?
You are correct, sir.
All righty. Well, then, Bob, take it away, my man.
So, hey, first of all, don't touch your price right away. What are you doing? Come on.
But what about if the price is on a price tag? That means I don't have to put the price tag up?
Well, we don't put price tags up anyhow. We leave them in the POS stations at night.
Okay.
Whoops, I didn't say that. So anyhow, restate the policies, man. Do go over the GLP. Do go over 30-day satisfaction. It's for real. Shop the competition. Of course we do that, man. You guys do that all day Saturday afternoon, don't you? Free
Yeah,
delivery. Free delivery. It's got value to it. Show value to that.
And the thing is that some of the customers, when you restate all the amenities and benefits of our policies, some of them will say, well, you know, it didn't hurt to ask.
That's right.
What do I do then?
Hey, write the sale up. Take the sale. They're closed.
Okay, Owen, but what happens maybe if maybe we're not showing the customer the right thing?
Okay, well, another option at this point is you may need to requalify at this point. You know, and this kind of serves a couple of purposes for you here. You might have the guy in the wrong product. You might have them in the right product by stepping back and saying, you know something, Mr. Customer, you know, I'm sorry, I may have been showing you something that's outside of your budget. Maybe you're spending a little bit more than you wanted to. Let me take you and show you something else that'll cost a little bit less money.
Oh, I want that one.
Yeah, and you know something? That's what you're going to hear a lot of times. It's kind of like the takeaway that you're doing with the customer. In fact, maybe this is something we'll follow up with a little bit later on, but you may need to go back in and requalify a customer.
So guys, these are some processes you can use under step 1 to make sure that we're not touching the price and we're selling it at what the price is at. But you know what? I don't know, that might work with what, 2 out of 500 people that come in the store?
Well, it's
Yeah.
our first step, though.
But if it does work, write it up.
Right, got to
Stop
say
and write
it.
it
But
up.
in most situations, you may have to go to the second step, right?
Right.
That's financing. Owen, tell us about the financing.
Okay, well, we do offer free financing. You guys know this. You got your 90 days same as cash. That's there all the time for you. In fact, we also now have available up to 2 years of free financing.
That is unbelievable.
What, 4
Unbelievable.
months?
You know, that is actually, that's a deal.
Well, that's costing.
So, for example now, in fact, when you talk about these examples, it's good to actually put it into a dollar figure for your customer here. You take $2,000, you finance that at 22%, and I know that's like less than what we offer on our charge card. Thank you.
You're welcome.
But just to round it off, make it simple here, 22%, $2,000 over a year. That's $440 a year.
That's big bucks.
That's a lot of money. We're not
That's a
talking
chunk of
small
change to
potatoes
me.
here. Yeah, we're talking a nice chunk of change here.
So if you think about it, maybe a lot of times in the stores we just talk about how long the terms are, but maybe we don't explain how much the customer is saving because we're
Give
paying
them
for
a
the
dollar
interest.
amount. Put that dollar amount out there. And you know something? A lot of times, a customer's going to say, well, you know something? That's a pretty good deal. That sounds pretty good.
That's a great deal.
What happens when that happens?
Stop and write
Write
it
it
up.
up.
Take the sale.
So have we really touched price yet?
No,
No.
we haven't touched price
Not at
yet.
all.
We got 2 steps there before we're even getting anywhere near that.
Guys, it's now time to talk real world, okay? We're going to pick up where training is left off, okay? And that is what happens really when a customer says, you know what, I don't care that you have a low price guarantee, or you know what, I'm
gonna
going to
pay
pay
cash,
cash, or I'm going to put it on my Visa.
I
or
want
something like
more.
that. I want more.
I want more.
It's step number 3. It's ask for the price. And you know what? Take note of this because this by far is the most important step and really one of the steps that really separate the very good salespeople from the, I'm kind of new at this.
Right.
You want to ask, what are you looking for? You want to make sure that you never suggest price first. You never want to come up with a figure yourself because you might end up offering really more than what the customer expects.
Right, good
As a matter of
point.
fact, I even seen, I was on a t-shirt the other day. I was at a fast food restaurant, I was waiting in line, and there was someone with a t-shirt. In the back of the t-shirt it says, the first person who ever mentions price loses. Loser! So, now, you may want to think of some things that you might want to throw out there to find out kind of what the customer's looking for.
Ask him what he has in mind. Ask him. Is it this or that? Ask him what kind of price he's looking for.
How far apart are we?
Okay, how about this one? We really want your business. How can I earn it today?
You know, one of my favorites to ask the customers, we typically don't negotiate prices, but if I present my manager a package deal, in other words, make a complete POS invoice here, we might be able to do something. Now, we just hit on something kind of key right there, and that's package deal. We want to talk package price rather than just each line. In other words, we don't want to talk about how much money we can give you off on an AVR 5700 DTS. We want to talk about out-the-door price. Now, generally that includes everything, right, Owen?
Oh, yeah,
What
we
should a complete ticket look like before you go to a manager?
Okay, first off, complete ticket, complete header. You better know who you're talking to at this point. I mean, you shouldn't be with a customer where you're talking about putting together a package and you're finally finding out the guy's name when you're going over to the
A half hour later.
right over at the POS station.
You
over
mean
there.
one pitfall would be you're putting in the guy's phone number in POS. Hey, is that you?
Sir?
Okay, so header's complete. Next thing is complete details. So your manager needs to see that whole ticket. They need to know what product are you looking at. What accessories do we have on there? What performance guarantee? What level? We looking at a 5-year with this? We got install on here. We
Whether
got
it's car
delivery.
audio or a custom install.
Whatever
right?
it is,
Absolutely.
right? Monster power. I mean, the whole 9 yards. The more that's on that ticket, obviously.
The more we got to work with.
Thank you, Joe.
So guys, listen, if you think about it, talking about a package price, it's one out-the-door price. That's really where we want to be focusing the conversation with our customer.
And you know something, this also saves you time, it saves your customer time, because if you put everything all on one invoice all together, you're not going to be going back and forth to the manager. Well, first he wants the AVR 5700 and then the speakers. And
Do
then
it
the-
right once.
Right.
It's one trip, one price, and we can close the deal and move on to the next customer.
Right.
Now, the next step is an important one, and it's called Go to the Boss. We want to make sure that we have all of this together in one complete package. We go to the boss, we can let the manager know this is what we got going on, the manager can make a decision, and we can make the deal roll, right?
Absolutely.
Now, managers out there, here's certain things we want you to take in accountability when you're making decisions. And that is when we come up with a package price, we want to make sure under special instructions we have the following.
Okay, special package pricing only. Sold, returned as a package only.
Now, Owen, why is that important?
Well, we do have some smart, sophisticated shoppers out there. Maybe they've even worked for the good guys once before, and they know that if they're looking at a big package like that, they'll take a 5-year performance guarantee. They'll take some extra accessories, knowing that they're going to return it down the road. I mean, that's just, it's an option. It could happen out there.
So you mean a customer might want to grind us on price? He said he'll get the 5-year PPG only if he can get, say, I don't know, $50 off the receiver.
No.
And then maybe a couple days later he goes just to
Right,
return
he
the
buys it at
PPG.
Saramani, And then he goes over and sees Al Ramirez over at
Stonestown
and returns the 5-year over there.
Hey guys, this is real world and this stuff could actually
happens,
happen,
you know
right?
it does.
Hey Bob, what happens when you're dealing with a customer, you're in a situation that you think, you know what, we just want to make sure this guy fully understands what we're talking about. Maybe not every customer, but what do we do with that few customers that we want to make sure he understands he's getting a special package
Well,
price?
the safe thing to do, and to make him feel special and let him know, is to get him to initial down in the special instructions box. Put his initial down there. Kind of finalizes the deal.
And lets him know how special he is, actually.
That's
right. He's special.
So guys, let's go ahead and review some of the goals and challenges that we have and how we're going to execute, okay? Ready?
Absolutely.
Let's do it.
Bam. We want to have 107% roll comps. Bob, how would we, as a sales counselor, how would you know how the store's doing every day?
Well, hey, the manager can bring that right up in the morning meeting and let you know where the store is at, how they're doing.
Absolutely. We want to sell fat. We actually said it. That's right.
FAT technology.
Profitable technology and profitable profits. Why, Joe?
Because we make money.
Hey, 5 slices of cheese. We want to be able to sell the maximum PPG with every customer, right? And while we're selling PPG, we want to make sure we include tons of accessories.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Hey, not only do you make money, but there's lots of contests, right? You can
And the
win.
customer needs them.
And McD will not bug you anymore, too, right?
Big bucks.
And we also want to make sure, while we're getting our comps, while we're selling fat, while we're selling cheese, while we're selling accessories, that customers are not walking, especially over price, right? So real quick, why don't we just review these steps one more time?
Step 1, don't touch the price.
Okay, step 2, financing.
Step 3, ask for price.
Step 4, talk package. And I'd like to add, remember, do not offer the customer a price up front. Take it to step 5, which is on.
Go to the boss.
Absolutely. Hey guys, here's what we got going on right now. Your store manager is going to recap the company directions as well as giving you a handout and tell you some further instructions about our training initiatives. Also, we're going to have future Sunday training meetings, right? Guys, what will these meetings consist of? What will the guys see in the next couple of Sundays?
Well, quite frankly, we've just kind of hit the tip of the iceberg here in talking about negotiating. I mean, this is something that we can spend a lot of time on, but we want to give you something to go out with and use on the sales floor today. I think in future meetings, we're going to be talking about more powerful and better ways to maintain margin, to
Build value.
What is a
Thank you very
special
much.
deal?
Better ways to qualify the customers, to make the customers feel good that they're getting value from the good guys.
Right.
And truly to set ourselves apart from the other places that are out there trying to do what we do, right?
Right.
Sell smart.
And what does this all tie into, guys? Closing deals is a good thing because
Absolutely.
you make a lot of money.
You're correct, sir.
Hey guys, thank you very much for your time. You're going to spend some time with your managers and go do it and have some fun.
Go get them.
All right.